You must understand man. My goodness, my God. Lord, help me say this the right way. You must understand man. Man in all his dimensions. You will be a loser in life if you do not understand men. It's not an insult. It's just a harsh description to force your mind to believe me. You will be a loser in life if you do not understand how to walk with men in this cosmos. There is a spiritual component to men. There is a psychological component to men. There is a sociological component to men. There are things, if you do not know about men, you will be angry for the rest of your life. There are things, if you do not know about men, you will keep recycling scenarios of pain and disappointment and heartbreaks. You must know men. Your prosperity comes from God through the hands of men. And if you don't know how to receive it, every attack you will ever experience in your life will have to be routed through man. Don't ignore men. Are we together? If you do not understand man as the zenith of God's creation, please look at me. You know, I was meditating earlier on what I was going to share, and when I came to this point, I started laughing by myself. I took a deep breath and I said, my God, how many people, for instance, just an example, if I ask you, what business do you do? You will answer this way: I do oil and gas. Am I right on that? Or I have a shop, I have a mall. Do you know that economically speaking, you are right? But from a standpoint of higher spiritual wisdom, you are wrong. There is nobody who does the business of things. Everything in life is the business of men. Oil only has its value because men place value on it. Your shop only has customers because men have chosen. The day men cease to place value on what you do, it becomes valueless. Once upon a time, value from men was placed on a typewriter, and whoever owned it or could use it was termed valuable. But because men refused to place value, they graduated their value to something else. Today, typewriter looks like a monument. Don't just say, I am valuable. I hope men have a demand for the value you have. The entire business of everything, including salvation, is the business of men. Do not ignore men. You will fail, woefully so. Are we together? Spirit, break out. Break our walls down. That's what God is doing already. Deconstructing negative beliefs. Bringing you to a point where some of you, especially those who were not here when I taught this, God is showing you your life in a mirror, and you are seeing very clearly, if I continue this way, trouble is waiting for me. It's not about prophesying negative. This immediately will bring you to a point where you take the position of a student and you realize that I have to be serious. If I am not serious, what my father cried about, I'm about to cry about. What my mother cried about, I'm about to cry about. You must understand man. The Bible says, what is man that thou art mindful of? Business is run because of men, not just ideas. Ideas only have their value because men make them valuable. If men reject those ideas, they become obsolete. Nonsense will have meaning when men accord it value. Are we together? Wisdom can be called foolishness if men reject it. Everything revolves around the economy of men. If you know this, you will be wealthy. If you know this, you will be great. It was the business of men that brought Jesus to the earth, restoring all things and restoring creation, but ultimately restoring man. Men were so important that even in their degenerated state, God still chose to work on them and bring them back. Don't ignore men. You will pay a very dear price. It is in the multitude of men, the Bible says, that the king's